Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, the hottest spot for every true Liverpool fan. Today's news is on fire. Mo Salah could be tempted by a massive Saudi offer. Hugo Ekitike throws shade at Florian Wirtz. Liverpool face a tricky Michael Olise situation against Man City. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets a brutal Real Madrid reality check. And McCoist flips his title prediction between Arsenal and the Reds. Stick around, this one's packed with drama, shocks, and big talking points. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Mo Salah set to receive extraordinary Saudi Arabia offer from a Premier League reject to one of the best players to ever grace English football. The Egyptian has a phenomenal amount to be proud of, not least the extremely long list of records he now holds. Tying him down to a contract extension at the end of last season was incredibly important, since his class and consistent quality was paramount to help make last summer's mass transition go smoothly. But despite his unrelenting form, the notion that Salah remaining with us until 2027 is becoming increasingly less likely, since he might want one last hurrah before he hangs up his football boots. Michael Olise at Bayern Munich is a rumored target to replace him, and if the Saudi Arabian clubs are still offering a large amount of money to sign him, then next season might be the time to cash in. Salah might not retire at Liverpool according to Spanish news outlet Fichajes. The Egyptian striker could receive a millionaire offer from Saudi Arabia, which would no doubt make the player and Liverpool's recruitment team reevaluate. No one is actively suggesting that Salah should go anywhere anytime soon, especially since his physical fitness is far superior to his age, as illustrated by him delivering the best Premier League season in terms of goals and assists, 47, at the age of 33, in his 8th season with Liverpool. And before this current season has managed to get started, it feels wrong to be considering players' futures, especially Salah's, when he only renewed his contract 5 months ago. But Liverpool will likely be having this conversation behind the scenes, not least because it will take a lot of effort to identify a player that has the potential to take over the mantle from our greatest winger. The reason behind the 2-year deal that was handed it out is that Salah and Virgil van Dijk do not have long left at the top level, so they're arguably monitored more regularly than young players, even though they're the most experienced players in the squad. Their ability will start to falter soon. Pete O'Rourke at Football Insider considered this scenario, with Salah potentially moving elsewhere and Olise signing from Bayern to replace him. When speaking to the Inside Track podcast, he said, "You just don't know. You never know. With regards to Salah's future, a lot will depend upon Salah himself. Does he see himself staying at Liverpool beyond this 2-year contract he's got now? Does he want to stay at the highest level of European football, or will he look for something else? There's no doubt Mo Salah will have a lot of options. Whatever happens. We know the Saudi Pro League see him as a marquee signing, so that may be something he might consider in the next 2 years if he wants to do that. Of course, the last point should be caveated with the reality that the Saudi Public Investment Fund owners have been looking to bring the Egyptian to their clubs for the last 2 years at least. And since he's getting older, hopes of signing him might not be there anymore. We don't know. But Liverpool will no doubt be looking at a similar situation to the one Crystal Palace considered this past summer with Mark Guehi. Is losing Salah on a free the best decision all parties could make? Until we get closer to the end of the season, these questions will likely remain unanswered, but nothing should be ruled out, especially considering how important it is to end things the right way. Hugo Ekitike sends Florian Wirtz warning after Germany criticism. You guys... Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz both moved to Liverpool from the Bundesliga this summer in big money moves. Florian Wirtz has endured a mixed start to his Liverpool career since joining the club in deal worth up to 116 million from Bayer Leverkusen earlier this summer. The German claimed an assist on his debut for Hugo Ekitike in the Community Shield against Crystal Palace, but is yet to register a goal contribution in the Premier League. The 22-year-old has faced somewhat unfair criticism back in his native Germany for his quiet start at Anfield, though he did manage to silence his critics by scoring a stunning free kick against Northern Ireland during the international break. While Wirtz is yet to recreate his previous form in the Bundesliga with Liverpool, it has been a very different story for Ekitike. The Frenchman has shone for the Reds, returning 3 goals and an assist from his first 4 outings for the club as he became the first player to score in each of his first 3 appearances for the club since Daniel Sturridge in 2013. Meanwhile, such form also earned him both a maiden international call-up and senior debut for France during the break. The 23-year-old is expected to continue up front for Arne Slot's men away to Burnley on Sunday despite the club record signing of Alexander-Arnold on transfer deadline day. And with Wirtz likely to retain his place at number 10, Ekitike has leapt to the defense of his new teammate as he insisted the best is still to come from the pair. Flo is a great player, Ekitike said. He understands football, I think, as I understand football. We speak the same language on the pitch, so it's kind of easy to have a connection with him. But I think you guys haven't seen everything yet. Better days are coming. But obviously the connection is good. We're almost the same age, same generation, yeah. We talk the same football language, and even outside football, he's a good guy. Wirtz is not the only player. Ekitike is relishing playing alongside at Liverpool. I think I adapted well, he told the club website. Obviously, I still have things to improve, but I think it was a good start. I feel good with the guys. They help me to adapt here, so obviously they make my football easier. And when you play with good players like this, you can improve, and you can have success like that. The most important thing is to continue to be consistent. My mindset is, play with the best players in the world. It helps you to get better. All together, all the players, we are going to reach even a better level together. Liverpool could face Man City problem as difficult. Michael Olise verdict emerges. Liverpool had a raft of other priorities during the summer transfer window, which has just closed. But Michael Olise could be targeted as a replacement for Mohamed Salah in a future window. Liverpool has recently been linked with a possible move for Michael Olise of Bayern Munich, as the Reds prepare to sign a long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah over the next couple of years. Salah, 33, has been exceptional during his 8 seasons at Liverpool, and he is coming off the best season of his career. But it would be negligent for the Reds not to be planning for life without the Egyptian. Liverpool had a raft of other priorities during the summer transfer window, which has just closed, but Olise could be targeted in a future window when the club's budget has been replenished. However, according to Bayern expert Christian Falk, Liverpool could face competition from Manchester City for the France international. Although if last season and the start of this campaign are anything to go by, the Reds would surely fancy their chances of winning that battle. The case of Michael Olise's contract at Bayern Munich bears some similarity to Jamal Musiala's case. If you wait a little too long, it's getting difficult, Falk said. In the past, clubs would happily open such talks a year before the contract expired. But now, things are different. If you see such quality as Olise possesses, you have to do it much earlier. Otherwise, the Premier League will be quick to swoop. Manchester City are watching him, Liverpool are watching him. As long as his contract is running, you have a chance to keep him. Now, Bayern need to see if they can convince him that his future is in Munich. On the one hand, there is an argument to boost his salary in line with the quality of his performances, but on the other hand, Bayern still want to lower salaries throughout the squad. So it's not easy. Olise still has the best part of 4 years remaining on the contract he signed with Bayern in 2024, so it doesn't seem as though the Bundesliga club is under too much pressure to tie the former Crystal Palace man to fresh terms in the immediate future. Olise has emerged as one of the best right-wingers in the world in recent years, and has shown since moving to Bayern. Of course, he would not come cheap, but Liverpool is not afraid of splashing the cash on the right player, as this summer's business has shown. Trent Alexander-Arnold dropped by Real Madrid and told exactly where he stands. Trent Alexander-Arnold was back on the bench for Real Madrid's La Liga clash with Real Sociedad on Saturday, with Xabi Alonso confirming he intends to rotate his right-back options, Trent. Alexander-Arnold will need to adapt to rotating right-back responsibilities with Dani Carvajal, after being dropped to the substitutes bench for Real Madrid's most recent La Liga fixture, with Xabi Alonso confirming his intention to alternate between the defenders. The 25-year-old Alexander-Arnold moved to the Spanish club just before his Liverpool contract ran out this summer, having decided against extending his stay with the Premier League champions. Los Blancos invested over $12 million to secure his services early in preparation for the Club World Cup. Though Alexander-Arnold was omitted from their second La Liga encounter of the campaign as Carvajal returned from injury, the England international was subsequently recalled to the starting 11 for Real's 2-1 triumph against RCD Mallorca before the international interval, yet found himself amongst the substitutes once more for Saturday's 2-1 success at Real Sociedad. Alonso had suggested prior to the match that neither Alexander-Arnold nor Carvajal held guaranteed starting positions and would be subject to rotation going forward, describing such rivalry as beneficial. Fortunately, we have healthy competition within the squad. That's good for the team and the players, Alonso said. They have to be pushed to give their best. You know there is strong competition. You see teammates who are ready to play. So far, Trent and Carvajal have both had an impact in other positions as well, whether that be at center back or out wide. I think it's a really healthy thing for the day-to-day in the squad, so nobody feels disconnected. Whoever deserves it the most will play. That will be the case throughout the year. Alexander-Arnold was omitted from England's squad during the recent international window, with Thomas Tuchel choosing to explore alternative right-back options. He revealed, "I spoke to Trent. It was a difficult phone call, but I wanted him to hear it from me," which he appreciated, and he was very clear that he's desperate and keen to come back and play for England. It's all in the mix, but it is a competitive decision. And just to make the competition a little bit more spicy, first and foremost, I think Trent is a player who needs to feel trust and love from his manager and teammates, and from his club, his country, and the fans. He needs that. Reece is at the moment slightly ahead in this position, given what he did for us in the last 2 camps, and how he played the CWC with Chelsea. And then we went for Tino Livramento because of the rhythm that he has, and he gives us the option to cover both sides. Ali McCoist delivers new Arsenal title verdict after tipping. Liverpool to win the league. Arsenal claimed a 3-0 win over Nottingham. Forest in the Premier League with TV pundit Ali McCoist making a fresh title race prediction for this season. Ali McCoist has explained why he still believes Arsenal have a chance at winning the Premier League title, despite tipping Liverpool to retain their crown. Both the Reds and the Gunners are predicted to be the main challengers for the top-flight crown title this season, after finishing first and second, respectively, last term. The Saturday lunchtime kickoff saw Arsenal take on Nottingham Forest at the Emirates Stadium. The Gunners claimed a 3-0 victory in North London with Martin Zubimendi scoring a brace, supported by a close-range finish from summer signing Victor Gyökeres. Arsenal's victory over Forest moved them above Liverpool to the top of the Premier League table, ahead of the rest of the weekend's fixtures. The Merseyside outfit will take on Burnley at Turf Moor on Sunday afternoon. McCoist was working for TNT Sports for their coverage of Arsenal's win against Forest. After the full-time whistle, the former Scotland striker issued a verdict for the title race this season. "I've got Liverpool to win the league. However, after watching them play at Liverpool, I think Arsenal will go really close," McCoist said on TNT Sports. Arsenal's next match will see them take on another title hopeful in Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium next weekend. That weekend will also see Liverpool host Everton in the Merseyside derby as the title race continues in the early weeks of the 2025-2026 season. Despite securing all 3 points against Forest, Arsenal were handed a possible injury blow during the game. Club captain Martin Odegaard was withdrawn in the early stages of the first half with an injury, and it's still unclear how much time, if any, the Norway international will be on the sidelines. Before facing Man City in the Premier League next weekend, Arsenal will first take on Athletic Club in midweek in their first Champions League fixture of the season.